I just pulled a blown transfer case out of a 2019 Ford Explorer, owner's 74 years old, staring at a $3,800 repair bill on a fixed income. Every single week, I watch seniors drain their savings on SUVs that nickel and dime them into the ground. Transfer cases, four-wheel drive systems, turbos that quit at 80,000 miles. Meanwhile, 3 specific sedans keep rolling through my shop at 200, 250, even 300,000 miles, needing nothing but oil changes and brake pads. 22 years turning wrenches. I've rebuilt more engines than I can count. And my number one pick? It's not the car you think it is. Not even close. Here's what most people get dead wrong about cars for seniors. They think bigger means safer. They think SUV means reliable. That's marketing, not mechanical engineering. An SUV has 40 to 60% more drivetrain components than a front-wheel drive sedan. More parts means more failure points. More failure points means more of your money on my lift. Simple math. Now, one of the 3 cars I'm about to show you averages just $388 a year to maintain. $388. That's $1.06 a day. And there's one car on this list that shares its engine, its platform, and its factory with a vehicle that costs $30,000 more, but you can buy it used for under 28 grand. I'm also going to tell you the exact model years to avoid for each one of these, because one wrong year can turn a perfectly good car into a $4,000 mistake. Stick with me for 6 minutes. I'm giving you real dollar amounts, exact model years, and the stuff dealerships won't tell you because it doesn't make them money. By the end of this video, you'll know which car to buy, which years to hunt for, and which ones to walk away from. I'm going to save you thousands of dollars. That's not a promise, it's what I do in my shop every day. Let's start the countdown. Number 3. Entry number 3, Honda Accord. Number 3 is a car that's been on the road for 50 years and still hasn't figured out how to break down. Last month, a retired teacher, Margaret, 71 years old, brought in her 2017 Accord ES, 187,000 miles. She was nervous. Engine light came on. She thought it was the end. Turned out to be a loose gas cap. I checked the brakes while I had it, still had 30% pad life. The transmission fluid looked clean. No leaks. I charged her $85 for the diagnostic and told her to come back in 20,000 miles. That's a Honda Accord at 187,000 miles. Here's why. The Accord's 1.5-liter turbo and 2.0-liter turbo both run timing chains, not belts. That's a $1,200 repair you will never need. RepairPal ranks the Accord number 1 out of 24 midsize sedans for reliability. 4.5 out of 5. The 2017 model specifically scored the highest J.D. Power reliability rating in Accord history. Average annual maintenance, $400 flat. Brake job, all 4 corners, $300 to $500. Water pump if it ever goes, $740 to $997. But most Accords don't need one before 150,000 miles. Buy a 2017 if you want the naturally aspirated 2.4-liter engine, 0 turbo complications, 0 oil dilution. If you want newer, go 2020 or later. Avoid the 2018 first-year 1.5 turbo in cold climates. Honda had a fuel in oil dilution problem. They extended warranties and fixed it by 2019, but that first model year is the one to skip. Who should buy? Seniors who want the widest door openings in the class, excellent forward visibility, and a deep trunk that swallows 4 suitcases. Tall drivers especially. The Accord has the most front headroom of any midsize sedan. Who shouldn't? If you've got bad knees or hips and need a high seating position to get in and out. The Accord sits lower than it looks in photos. A 2017 Accord with the 2.4 is one of the 5 safest bets in the entire used car market. Period. But number 2? Number 2 makes the Accord look almost complicated. Entry number 2, Toyota Camry. Number 2 is the most boring car I've ever worked on. And I mean that as the highest possible compliment. I've got a customer named Gerald, retired postal carrier. Bought a 2016 Camry LE brand new. Drove it through his entire retirement, grocery runs, road trips, grandkid pickups. Brought it in last month at 247,000 miles. Same engine, same transmission, never been opened. I did his brakes and swapped his spark plugs. First time, by the way, at 247,000 miles. Toyota's Iridium plugs are rated for 120K and he just forgot. Total bill, $380. I've spent more than that on a Friday night dinner. The Camry runs Toyota's 2.5-liter dynamic force engine, a timing chain motor, not a belt. Zero scheduled replacement. J.D. Power ranked it number 1 for initial quality in the entire midsize segment in 2024. RepairPal puts the annual cost at $388. That's $264 less than the average car on the road today. Only an 11% chance of a major repair in the first 5 years. The industry average is 12%. The Camry beats even that. Drop your mileage in the comments. I want to see who's got the highest mileage daily driver watching right now. I read every single one. Brake pads and rotors, $350 to $600 an axle. Alternator, if it dies around $130K, $550 to $809. But here's the reality. Most Camry owners I know never see the inside of a repair shop for anything other than oil, tires, and wipers. Best years, 2019 through 2024. Any of them. The used market sweet spot right now is a 2020 or 2021 Camry LE or XLE. You'll find them with 40 to 60,000 miles for $20,000 to $23,000. The hybrid gets 52 miles per gallon combined and barely costs more. Avoid 2007 to 2009. The 2.4-liter 2AZV in those years drank oil, a quart every 1,200 miles in bad cases. Toyota never recalled it. Walk away from any Camry with that engine. Who should buy? Seniors on a fixed income who want the absolute lowest cost of ownership in a midsize sedan. You will spend less maintaining this car than anything else in its class. Full stop. Who shouldn't? If you want a quiet, plush, luxurious cabin. The Camry is comfortable, but it doesn't pamper you. It's an appliance, not a spa. The Camry's not exciting. It's not luxury. It's the most reliable appliance Toyota has ever bolted together, and I don't use that word lightly. If this is actually saving you money, hit subscribe. I put out one of these every week. No sponsored fluff. Just what I see in the shop. My number 1 pick is going to surprise a lot of you, because it's a name most seniors don't even consider, and that's exactly why it's the best deal in the entire market right now. Entry number 1. Lexus ES. Number 1. The car that changed what I tell every senior who walks into my shop. The Lexus ES. 2 years ago, a retired couple, both late 60s, came in. They'd been driving a loaded Chevy Tahoe. 8 miles per gallon in the city. $2,200 brake job because the rotors are the size of dinner plates. Transfer case starting to whine at 90,000 miles. They were done. I told them, go look at a used Lexus ES. They found a 2020 ES 350 with 35,000 miles for $28,000. 6 months later they called me. Not because something broke, because they couldn't believe how little they'd spent. First year of ownership, under $500 total, including 2 oil changes and a cabin air filter. Here's the secret nobody in the car business wants you to know. The Lexus ES is built on the exact same platform as the Toyota Camry. Same factory floor. Same 3.5-liter V6. The 2GR-FKS, that's been bulletproof across millions of Toyotas and Lexuses worldwide. Timing chain, not a belt. But Lexus adds triple-sealed doors, acoustic laminated windshield glass, and extra layers of sound deadening that make the cabin near silent at 70 miles an hour. J.D. Power gives the ES an 85 out of 100 for quality and reliability. Only a 6% chance of a severe repair. 6%. Annual maintenance on an ES 350. $468. A BMW 5 Series costs $968 a year. Mercedes E-Class, $908. You're getting genuine luxury for Toyota money. $80 a year more than a Camry and you're riding in a completely different universe. The sweet spot, 2019 to 2023 ES 350. Look for the luxury or ultra-luxury trim, heated and ventilated seats, head-up display, adaptive cruise, the works. A 2020 with 40,000 miles right now runs $26,000 to $30,000. That's less than a new Camry XLE. Make sure you get service records. Look for consistent oil changes every 5,000 miles with full synthetic. If it has those, this car will cruise to 300,000 miles without flinching. One owner I follow online documented 390,000 miles on an ES, still running the original engine. Who should buy? Any senior who wants the quietest, smoothest, most comfortable sedan on the road and refuses to pay German luxury repair bills to get it. This is the car you'll wish you'd bought 10 years ago. Who shouldn't? If your budget is strictly under $15,000 or you need something compact for tight city parking. The ES is a full-size sedan. It takes up space. And if you're buying older than 2013, skip it. The pre-2013 infotainment was frustrating and the dashboards on 2007 models literally melted in the sun. The Lexus ES is a Toyota Camry wearing a tuxedo. It's the car I bought my own mother. 2021 ES 350. That's not a line. I actually did it. 100% serious. Three cars: Honda Accord, Toyota Camry, Lexus ES. No transfer cases bleeding you dry. No turbo replacements at 80K. No four-wheel drive systems waiting to empty your wallet at the worst possible time. Pick any one of these, maintain it by the book, and you'll spend your retirement money on plane tickets and grandkids, not on my repair bay. And now, if you want to know the 5 used cars you should absolutely never buy at any price, including 2 popular ones that'll genuinely shock you, that video's right here. If this is actually saving you money, hit subscribe. I put out one of these every week. No sponsored fluff. Just what I see in the shop. Like, comment and share to your loved ones walking into the dealer lot this weekend. 22 years in the shop. These are the 3 I'd buy. I'll see you in the next one.